It's taken more than a week, but now it's been identified. Novichok. The powerful nerve agent, it's believed, has never been used on British soil before. And it probably proves beyond doubt Russia is behind the attempted double murders of Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia.
It is now clear that Mr. Skripal and his daughter were poisoned with a military-grade nerve agent of a type developed by Russia.
The clock is ticking. The Prime Minister has set a midnight deadline for Moscow to account for its actions.
Mr. Speaker, on Wednesday we will consider in detail the response from the Russian state. Should there be no credible response, we will conclude that this action amounts to an unlawful use of force by the Russian state against the United Kingdom. And I will come back to this House and set out the full range of measures that we will take in response.
The events in Westminster barely registered in Russia, dismissed out of hand as a circus act. For President Putin and other delegates attending this agricultural show in Krasnodar, there wasn't even the slightest concern at the possibility of retaliatory British action.
Get to the bottom of things there first, then we'll discuss it.
But in Washington, there was support and concern.
The use of a highly lethal nerve agent against UK citizens on UK soil is an outrage. The attack was reckless, indiscriminate, and irresponsible. We offer the fullest condemnation, and we extend our sympathy to the victims and their families and our support to the UK government. We stand by our closest ally in the special relationship that we have.
Solidarity from European allies too, a telephone call from Mrs. May to French President Emmanuel Macron. Both countries agreeing to coordinate closely as the investigation develops. As the international dimensions of this attack widen, Salisbury, the city where Mr. Skripal and his daughter were poisoned, is still in the grip of an ever-expanding police investigation. The road where the former double agent lived is still closed off, accessible only to those with checkable identities. At the house, forensic tents are still in the back garden. Objects are being removed, awaiting collection. Neighbours are still being questioned. Police still need answers.
Ever since the investigation started, we've had police officers knocking on the door to check our Wi-Fi. They would leave everyone with a list of questions asking how we know him, do we know where he lives, do we see any suspicious activity going on, just basically anything that can help them.
Residents have been warned to expect further disruption to their lives for the coming days. In that time, Mrs. May will have had her response from Moscow and will consider what strong action she can take to match her strong words. Ashish Joshi, Sky News.